Yeah, Yankees and Twins facing off in Minnesota, the first of a three-game series. Welcome back to MLB Now. Both clubs are division leaders. Yankees have won 6 in a row. They're 39-15. Twins, though, have bounced back nicely. They were a team that was, on a forward trajectory year after year. Last year, they just lost it. Bottom fell out. So they've got their division lead in pretty good shape. Let's revisit the trade, though. This is a pretty big trade. It was a team-changing trade. We've talked a lot about from the Yankees' point of view, because Donaldson and Isiah Kiner-Falefa are often in the news. We put IKF in the news no matter
He's
what.
Your favorite.
He is our favorite. And also Ben Wertvet was also put. He's injured catcher right now. But it's Gio Urshela, Gary Sánchez. How have they performed? The weighted runs created plus, all fairly similar for the players, except for Kiner-Falefa, who's a good fielding shortstop. He's +3 now in defensive runs saved, even though he hasn't been at his very best. He was +10 last year. See, I always make excuses for IKF. I always throw that in there. So the WAR, what you can judge right now, Donaldson's at 1.4. Sanchez and Urshela, though, are kind of right there. Yonder, you first. Again, there was more money involved with Donaldson obviously coming over, but the Yankees don't sweat that so much. How did you assess the trade?
You know how they say the grass ain't so greener on the other side? Well, I think for both of these guys, it was. And when I look at Sanchez, look, his OPS plus right now and his slugging is as good as it's been since he's been an all-star in 2019 and 2017. So for Urshela, it was just a situation where he got caught in that trade. But for me, Kiner-Falefa has been the key to this whole trade. And the reason for that is when I look at a good team, when I look at a dominant team, I always look up the middle. And right now, up the middle, they've been great. And the one guy that has really embraced this whole trade wasn't even on this trade, in Gleyber Torres. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was a very bad defender at shortstop to all of a sudden now be a +3, +6 defensive run saves at second base. Now that puts a really good team up the middle with good pitching, a really good catcher that can call a game. Obviously, we understand what Judge is doing in center field. For me, Gleyber Torres in this whole trade situation has been the winner out of this whole thing.
Okay, by the way, he loves IKF, so he's coming back on this show. This is his first show, but he'll be back at this point.
Everybody loves IKF. Hey. Another winner is Carlos Correa. I mean, the Yankees were not signing him. As much as we said they should sign him, they weren't doing it. They weren't going to do it. And, you say the money doesn't mean anything. I do think the money does mean something, certainly to the Twins, and they saved that money with a Donaldson trade. So I like it from the Twins' perspective. We're always talking about the Yankees here. Maybe we're provincial, but, of course, they are 39-15. So, obviously, whatever the Yankees did worked this winter. They did a great job. But I like this from the Twins' perspective. Urshela is a terrific defender. Sanchez feels more comfortable, I think, in Minnesota. And getting Correa, saving that money on Donaldson and then being able to get Correa, I think that's
John, what they're
plus.
doing with him, too, and Gary Sanchez is understanding his value, right? He's only caught 23 games out of 56. So they're understanding with the Yankees, he couldn't DH every day because you had those big bombers there. Now here with Minnesota, they're saying, hey, we want your bat because your bat really plays at a big league level. We're going to do that. We're going to find a hole for you. We're going to realize that you are a premier hitter.
And I think less scrutiny might be a plus for him.
No question.
Away from the New York, big bad New York media. Now he's in Minnesota, which they have fine media, but not quite the same.
This is the media that they run from. Him.
I know.
Exactly.
After all that great stuff I said about Judge.
No, he's all sunshine and flowers, this guy. You're nothing.
Exactly.
All right. I'll say this. I agree with you. Look, Urshela and Sanchez are quality. And we even threw up the numbers there for Sanchez. He shouldn't be slugging .450. He should be slugging .550.
Oh, well, yeah, that's premier.
Done that. And so you take a shot at that. But Donaldson and Kiner-Falefa give them fielding, and they give them, I don't want to say attitude or edge. That's
you can say that.
But there's a competitiveness with those two that was lacking on this club, a few years ago.
Yeah, there's too many nice guys, I feel like. So at times, seeing a guy like JD, right, where he's roughed some feathers, it's always good. It's like that old school Yankee where, hey, we're not going to take your stuff. No. Over here, we do it this way. And I feel like he's kind of embraced that. And I feel the Yankees have embraced that. So they continue to pitch at the end of the day.
Right.
They continue to have Judge and Stanton and all these guys in the middle of that lineup healthy. It's a win.
Okay, first of 3, and Carlos Correa could be back at some point in the series. You say could even be today? Is it possible?
Soon,
could
yes.
Be. That'd make a big difference. Probably StatCast is powered by Google Cloud. And the Yankee pitching is fantastic. I really think the Yankees is going great. Hard hit percentage leaders, if you want to dive deep into it. Tells you something about, like, the Blue Jays and the Twins, though, that they're right there. Look, Braves, Red Sox as well, but the Yankees are up on top, #1 in all of baseball.